Hello guys, welcome back to World Tourist. Today I'm going to talk to you about 10 most interesting facts about London. London is the capital of England and the United Kingdom and one of the largest and the most important cities in the world. London is one of the world's major global cities. Okay, let's get started the video. London founded history. The city of London was founded by the Romans, and their rule extended from 43 AD to the 5th century, and the London stands on the banks of the River Thames. And Romans founded a port and trading settlement called Londinium in 43 AD, and a few years later, a bridge was constructed across the Thames to facilitate commerce and troop movements. The London Wall. The London Wall was built by the Romans in 2nd century. The city wall was a defensive wall and it was built by the Romans around the strategically important port town of Londinium. During the Saxon period it fell into decay. From the 12th to 17th centuries large sections of the Roman wall and gates were repaired or rebuilt. From the 17th century, as London expanded quickly in size, the wall was no longer necessary for defense. Capital city of England. After the decline of the Roman Empire in the 9th century, more people started living in London again. It became the largest city in England. And it became the capital city of England at 12th century. After the railways were built, London grew very big. Great Fire of London. The Great Fire of London was a major firestorm that swept through the central parts of London from 2 September to 6 September 1666. The fire started in a bakery shortly after midnight on 2 September and spread rapidly. The fire burned the medieval city of London inside the old Roman city wall. It destroyed 13,000 houses, more than 80 parish churches, and include the St. Paul's Cathedral. It is estimated to have destroyed the homes of 70,000 of the city's 80,000 inhabitants. London was reconstructed on essentially the same medieval street plan which still exists today. Languages in London. London is culturally and linguistically diverse. There are over 300 languages spoken in London, more than any other city in the world. The majority of Londoners speak English as their first language, but 22% say they speak another main language. There are also many languages spoken by people who arrived more recently in the British Isles, mainly within inner city areas. These languages are mainly from South Asia and Eastern and Western Europe. Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is the London residence and administrative headquarters of the monarch of the United Kingdom, located in the city of Westminster. The palace is often at the center of state occasions and royal hospitality. Buckingham Palace sits in the very heart of London, built as Buckingham House in 1703. The palace was originally constructed by English gentleman and architect William Wint as a large townhouse for Duke Buckingham. There are a staggering 760 windows and 1,514 doors at Buckingham Palace. The palace contains over 77,000 square meters of floor space. Buckingham Palace remains one of London's most sought-after tourist attractions, bringing tourists from all over the world to the city. The Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge might be London's most famous bridge, but it's not London Bridge. London Bridge is a bit further upriver and is pretty plain by comparison. Tower Bridge was built between 1886 and 1894. The bridge crosses the River Thames close to the Tower of London and is one of 5 London bridges owned and maintained by the Bridge House Estates. The 2 sections in the central span are called bascules, and they raise up to an angle of 83 degrees. Tower Bridge is made up of more than 11,000 tons of steel, and the foundations needed more than 70,000 tons of concrete to support the structure. It also features over 31 million bricks and 2 million rivets. The estimated 500,000 tourists who visit it each year. Big Ben and Parliament. The official name of the tower, in which Big Ben is located, was originally the Clock Tower, but it was renamed Elizabeth Tower in 2012 to mark the Diamond Jubilee of Elizabeth II, Queen of the United Kingdom. The tower was designed by Augustus Buchan in a neo-Gothic style. When completed in 1859, its clock was the largest and most accurate 4-faced striking and chiming clock in the world. The Palace of Westminster serves as the meeting place for both the House of Commons and the House of Lords, the two houses of the Parliament of the United Kingdom. A rough estimate suggests that about 75,000 residents of the UK annually visit Big Ben. The National Gallery, London. The National Gallery is an art museum in Trafalgar Square in the city of Westminster, in central London. Founded in 1824, it houses a collection of over 2,300 paintings, dating from the mid-13th century to 1900. In this time, it has built up a large fan base, with more than 6 million people visiting its halls every year since 2012. Virgin of the Rocks, the first unmissable painting at the National Gallery, is the famous Virgin of the Rocks, by Leonardo da Vinci. Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square is a public square in the city of Westminster, central London, established in the early 19th century around the area formerly known as Charing Cross. It is the preferred venue for major events in the city centre of London. Among the most popular events is the Christmas carol singing, which usually takes place every day from around 10th to 24th December, and the St. Patrick's Day festival in the middle of March, when the square is filled up with numerous stalls and a stage with free concerts. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe.